CD Projekt Red hasn't had enough yet. Keanu Reeves will be returning as Johnny Silverhand in a 2023 expansion called Phantom Liberty. Also some good news for the modding community.
We've also got some major announcements coming out of the Disney Marvel Showcase and the Ubisoft Forward. We're going to chat all about this stuff and so much more right now on Gaming News Weekly. Gaming News Weekly is back. We are the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we come to you on YouTube, Fruit Lab, podcast services everywhere. We're in your homes. We're bringing the news. My name is E-Rock the Red. I am joined every single week by Full Clip. How you doing today, dude?
Good. Happy to get into it. A lot of interesting news coming out this week, and I can't wait to talk about what I've played this week.
Oh, I like that little teaser. I'm excited to hear what you play. But yeah, big. We got a bunch of big things happening in the world. I mean, even like there was the Apple showcase. We're not going to talk about any of that, but new phones, new watches, but like, yeah, so much was happening this week. It was action-packed week for movies, TV, video games, all that stuff. But okay, let's get into it. What have you been playing?
Okay, so I didn't intend to get into this. I didn't think I'd like it, but my wife picked it up, and then after I saw her play it for about 4 hours, I played it for the next about 11 hours, sitting there in one go with her. Disney's Dreamlight Valley.
Listen, I have something to tell you. I also have that on my list of things that I played this week. Now, I have a small child at home, so that's my excuse, but I enjoyed the game. I was actually going to ask you because I was like, I know your wife's a huge fan of those little critters, Animal Crossing.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is basically like Animal Crossing, except with a little bit more farming and crafting and that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's interesting. That's fun. What do you like about it? What are you digging?
Oh, well, we were both really into Animal Crossing. She stayed into it. I sort of fizzled out after a while. But it is a lot like Animal Crossing, but it's like everything that people asked for, that they had a problem with in Animal Crossing, that is fixed in this Disney game. I'm not the biggest fan of like all these Disney properties, characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Haven't seen half the movies that they're in. But, you don't really have to be. Because at the end of the day, it's all about that grind. So
exactly.
I do a lot of the grind work. Yeah, she'll do the like the storyline stuff, make all the big moves, and then I'll go harvest gems and crops for 3 hours and get a bunch of gold.
I know you're into that sort of thing, like the Minecraft type element of it, where you're just out there for hours just collecting wooden sticks so you can make a new bed or something. But yeah, it's definitely, I haven't put that much time into it. I think maybe we did a couple hours before, like, my kid got bored. He's like, let's play something else. So, because it is a lot of that where you got like, no, I got to go collect all this stuff, or I got to go and remove these vines to get this thing. And he's just like, go fish and find Goofy. And I'm like, we'll get to it, dude. Chill. So yeah, that's pretty cool. His game that he's been really into, and I talked about it last week, Tinykin. We've been playing that. I think we're like 16 hours into that now, and we're both really enjoying it. That's a lot of fun. And then yesterday, dude, me and my buddy, we played Multiverses together for, I don't know, maybe like 2 hours, and no joke. So we lost an occasional like single match, never lost a best 2 out of 3 for 2 hours, dude. I think, so I looked, my win percentage at the end was 80% wins by the end of our gaming session. It was crazy. We're like, we're going pro, let's do it. So, so that's been my my gaming this week. A lot of fun, really enjoyable stuff. You'd get anything other than the Disney, or that's been it?
Not really. I mean, other than the Call of Duty grind, that's always going on in the background. Getting there.
Gotcha. All right, well, let's talk about our new releases, because our first one, it's one we've been talking about. So our new releases from last week. First up, it's on the list. Let's just talk about it a little bit more. Disney Dreamlight Valley came out on the 6th for PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. Like we said, it's a life sim like Animal Crossing, and it's got farming and mining, kind of like Stardew Valley. So you craft, you cook, you got to make money, you explore, you do the tasks for the different Disney characters. It's a blast, and it was day one on Game Pass. That's where I've been playing it. So yeah. It's good. If you like Animal Crossing, if you like Stardew Valley, just those cozy life sims, it's a great version of one. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I've actually been playing on the Switch version. I've been thinking about starting my own through the Game Pass version as well.
I think the Switch, man, I think that's the perfect. You have it on the go for when you're grinding. You could have like TV on in the background or something.
It's good, but it's not quite there as far as optimization goes. Like, it has issues that I don't see when people stream on other PC or Xbox. Like, if it's raining, your music starts getting choppy. Sometimes the menus take a little while to pop up and things like that. But they say that there's a fix coming for it next week, so hopefully that'll be ironed out.
Good, yeah, because as I was sitting there, I was like, man, I wish I had, like, a Steam Deck that I could play this on, or even, play it on the Nintendo Switch, because it is, like, for those times when you just need to, kill weeds or find rocks, it's perfect for that,
Yeah.
All right, next up, Splatoon 3 came out on September 9th for the Nintendo Switch. And this is just more Splatoon. If you're not familiar, it's a third-person shooter game where there's competitive modes, there's a story, but you're shooting like paint. And every character has different weapons that do different things with the paint. Have you ever played Splatoon?
Like 5 minutes of it.
Dude, me too. I was thinking, I'm like, how would I have played... How did we just play 5 minutes of it? Was it a free-to-play? Yeah. Was it a demo?
When the Switch first came out, somebody handed me theirs and was like, check this out.
Because I played it, and it must have been a demo. I think what happened was I got into a beta. That's what it was. Because I'm like, why would I know about this game? I've never bought one. But anyways, so this one's got new stages, new weapons, new moves. Like I said, there's PvP, PvE, and a single player mode. But I know the competitive Splatoon world is pretty huge. These people, it's there's a lot of competitive gameplay out there for it, and it's fun to watch. I never got into the game, but yeah, it's an enjoyable shooter with all the different skills and stuff that these people do with the paint. All right, and last up, NBA 2K23 also came out on September 9th for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, XS, and Nintendo Switch. Now, this is basketballs. If you're out there, you like the balls, you like the baskets, get your NBA 2K3. One thing I do know about this one, they added Michael Jordan challenges. This is something they had in 2K11 back in the day. Now they added those back in, so it's like you got to do all the things that Michael Jordan did. So,
yeah.
Other than that, the only other thing I heard about it is that the game is full of microtransactions that, like,
I'm sure,
like pay to win type shit. Like, and it's crazy. So we'll see. I'm hoping to read more reviews on that as it comes out, but yeah, that's no good.
Yeah, I only know one person who picked it up. He sent a screenshot earlier where he's like, you're able to like take a picture of your face or scan it in somehow to put it on the player. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he did it right because the character model has much, much darker skin than his very white face. So it was a little off.
Dude, when I was making the stuff for the wrestling, the WWE wrestling thing, it was the same thing. They used the same thing where you scan it in, you upload it to a website, and it's the most impossible. It always makes things dependent upon the lighting in the room. You need like professional lighting. It's awful. It's awful. But yeah, so basketball, go check it out. All right, those were our new releases from this past week. That's it. There's a bunch of other stuff, nothing really noteworthy, and also we ain't got time for it. We got to talk about our news of the week. All right, first up, as we seem to do first every week on Gaming News Weekly, let's talk about the upcoming games. We should just make this like a segment on the show. It's not even part of the news. It's just like subscription services weekly. I don't know. we'll work on it. But the Game Pass games came out. The games coming out the first half of September. Some pretty cool stuff. We already talked about Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's the Founders Edition. That's out day one. Game Pass. Opus Magnum is also out for PC. Train Sim World 3 is out now for console and PC. Ashes of the Singularity Escalation. So many big words, dude. My goodness. That's out September 13th on the PC. DC's League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace, out cloud console PC on September 13th. You Suck at Parking. That's a game. I'm not just yelling at full clip that he sucks at parking. Oh. That comes out cloud console and PC September 14th. Despots game console and PC on September 15th. And Metal Hellsinger comes out on the PC and Xbox Series X. It's been doing this. I don't know why it's separating the Series X on this thing. It did it before. It's doing it again. I'm sure it's out on all the things. I can't imagine it's just out on the X. But anyways, that's out September 15th. That's the one I'm looking forward to most. We talked about it once before, and I played the demo, and I looked it up last week. I'm like, when does this game come out? Very surprised to see day one release on Game Pass. That's that the metal music is playing and you gotta kill people with the beat.
Looks awesome.
Yeah, so that one's gonna be fun. Any of these other than Dreamlight Valley calling you, doing anything for you?
Yeah, Slime Rancher 2. I don't know much about that, but I know that Slime Rancher 1, all the kids were into that. There's got to be something to it.
Yeah, I tried it. I played Slime Rancher 1. It's a lot more involved than I thought it was going to be, and was not in the mood for it. It was kind of frustrating. You got to put your slime in different pens, or else they start breeding and they go out of control. And I just couldn't. I couldn't keep them in control. They were out of control. I couldn't take care of the slimes. But
yeah, that Fallout 76 Expeditions: The Pit. I've been meaning to try out Fallout 76 for a while, and I was glad to see that it was on Game Pass. So if I ever get around to it before it's taken off, potentially, I'm glad to see that they're coming out with the expansions.
Yep. Now's the time to get into it. Better time than ever. I don't know. I hear it's running really well now. So
better than launch, I hope.
Yeah, I played it at launch, and it was I bought. I was one that all of our friends played, and every time I would boot it up, my character was wearing no clothing. It was so frustrating. Just simple things like that, or we would just get landed into this weird glitchy area with all these monsters. But anyways, there's a lot of games leaving on September 15th. Those are The Plague Tale: Innocence, Origami 2, Bug Fables: The Everlasting Sapling, Craftopia, Final Fantasy 13, Flynn, Son of Crimson, I Am Fish, Lost Words Beyond the Page, Mighty Goose, Skatebird, and The Artful Escape. I got to get to work on a couple of those that I started and I really enjoyed. Lost Words Beyond the Page and The Artful Escape. Two amazing games that I started. I'm probably 75% through both of them, and I never finished them. So I got to get out there and get in those. But lots of games leaving, man. Every week we're talking about it more and more. More and more is leaving, less and less is coming. So I don't know. We'll see what that means for the Game Pass. Speaking of Game Pass, though, let's talk about a new thing that they're testing right now. They're testing it in Ireland and Colombia. It's a friends and family plan. Now, this is basically just you could have 5 people on Game Pass Ultimate at the same time. You could play on the same, you could play on the same console with them, and it's just $10 more a month. So there's no official pricing listed for the U.S., U.K., and those areas. But the test markets right now, it's just about a $10 increase in price. So it's pretty cool. I don't know if I know 4 other people that I could split it with that play Xbox. But, if you wanted, we could do this. It might be, how much would it be then? So maybe $5 a person a month. That's not bad.
Yeah. So if you go, is it required to have Ultimate? Is it Ultimate only, or do the other tiers factor in there?
So the Ultimate is the major tier, and that is the one. Yeah. So that's what. So it comes with the cloud gaming and the console gaming. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. So that's it's not bad. If you know 4 other people that are playing Game Pass, it's kind of a no-brainer. $5 a month if everybody chips in. Bam, you're in it.
Oh, yeah. Now, that's pretty nice of Microsoft. Makes me wonder, like, what's the catch? But I haven't read any yet.
No, I mean, they just want everybody on the subscription service. It's crazy. Like, I don't know. Like, there is absolutely, there's got to be something more to this, because it is, there's just so much being forced and not forced. Like, everything is just kind of funneling towards Game Pass. Anytime Phil Spencer talks, it's like Game Pass. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know what this means for the future of gaming, but $25 a month, shit, hard to argue that for everything that they're offering as well. You know,
absolutely, yeah.
It's kind of like the so we do the Nintendo family plan for the online, because that's like, I don't know, $20 for the year, $30 for the year. And then, it's just, I think there's like 3 of us that each like pay $10 for the year. What a deal. All right. Next up, Disney's D23 Expo happened this past weekend. Tons of announcements about their TV shows, Disney movies, Marvel stuff, and most importantly, games. So we got the first ever Disney and Marvel game showcase. And let's run through the announcements real fast here. All right, the major one we talked about it a bunch before, the rumored game coming out from Amy Hennig and Skydance New Media. It's a Captain America and Black Panther World War II game. Dude, it looks amazing. This trailer got me super hyped. So it's 4 people. There's Captain America. There's a Black Panther in it. It's like whoever was a Black Panther during World War II. And then a Gabriel Jones, he's a U.S. soldier, he's a member of the Howling Commandos, and then a Wakandan spy. So it's these 4 characters, and in the trailer it's like King, Captain, Warrior, Spy, or something, or Soldier, Spy. It was like, man, this is cool. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I never expected a World War II Marvel game, but
it's perfect though.
It is, man.
I'll tell you, I didn't watch a lot of the cartoons, but I remember seeing like an X-Men the animated series, one of those animated series, where there's a crossover with Captain America, and it's about him and Wolverine back in World War II, and that really like was pretty cool, even as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got the Nazis, you got Hydra. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome, and I really like that they're breaking it up with the 4 characters. Should make for a really cool single player story campaign. And then in addition to that, Marvel's Midnight Suns got another release date. Let's hope they could keep it. December 2nd. Now this game is coming out for the new gen consoles and the PC. The Switch version, no date yet. So we'll see. But they also had another trailer for that showing a little bit more of the gameplay of the action. I've been following the gameplay along on that quite a bit. They've been releasing like these character trailers showing how their powers work. Ooh, dude, I am ready. December 2nd. That's a perfect time for me though. Like, you know, it's getting a little cold outside. You know, I got no other games to play that I know of right around the November-December period. So that'll be good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
They also announced that there's going to be shorts leading up to that. So backstory on the formation of the group, the Midnight Suns. So that's something I'll be absolutely watching. Another game announced, Tron Identity. This is from Mike Bithell, the guy he did Thomas Was Alone and Volume. He makes great games, great story games. Now this is basically a visual novel set far into the future of the Tron series, and it's going to feature some. You'll hear about the characters from Tron if you're familiar with it, but they're talk of they're legends now because it's hundreds of years in the future. But yeah, this is going to come out PC and consoles 2023. Are you a Tron guy?
No, never seen the movie, never played the game.
Really? Yeah, the movies are good. They're not amazing, but they're good, especially if you're into like video games and sci-fi and stuff like that. There's a new co-op Mickey Mouse and Friends game called Illusion Island. This is just for the Nintendo Switch, and it looks really cool. I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, this is probably something that I could play with my wife and my kid. And like, you got Goofy and Donald and Mickey and Minnie, and each have different powers, and it's a platforming adventure game, but it looks decent.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm kind of wondering if it's like couch co-op or you need separate switches for everybody. But it looks pretty good. It reminds me of
Yeah.
the Mario games that are
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 or 4 player.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely does, where each person has kind of like a core ability and you got to use certain things for certain areas. But yeah, it struck me as being a couch co-op game, especially because it's Nintendo Switch. Everybody gets one of their little Joy-Cons and has a ball. Another new game announced. Niantic Studios announced a new Marvel AR game called World of Heroes. Did you watch this trailer?
No.
It doesn't show anything. So it's just like, it shows just a bunch of people out in a park, and all of a sudden they have like powers. So it's basically, it's going to be, Niantic does Pokemon Go and Ingress and those games. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's going to be more of like that. It says, we'll let fans create their very own superhero and team up with their favorite Marvel characters in the real world. So if you're interested, you can pre-register now at marvelworldofheroes.com, and that'll come out on mobile sometime in 2023. But yeah, I'm excited. I like Pokemon Go when it was out, and I love Marvel stuff, so I'll see what it's all about. Between that and that other one, Peridot, dude, I'm hyped for Niantic games. Yeah.
Now, I think we talked about like Niantic had to cut back on some of their projects or something like that not that long ago.
I was surprised that this one was a little secret that, I don't know. But I'm happy that
was there a Harry Potter?
They had a Harry Potter one out. I don't know
like
if they
AR
just stopped doing that. But yeah, that game wasn't great. We tried that one. I know there was also talk of a basketball game coming out. I don't know if that one's still coming. But we got some more gameplay footage for the new Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. This was my exciting one. Marvel Snap, the free-to-play collectible card game, finally gets a release date, dude. I've been checking the news daily, trying to figure out when this is coming out. October 18th for mobile and PC. So excited. And then they had another new trailer showing the cards and release date, and all the different skins, I guess you would call them, on the cards. Dude, this game was like made specifically for me. October 18th. I'm not leaving the house. Although I could, because it's a mobile game.
Or the toilet in this case.
That's a good point, dude. I will be getting a lot of gaming done during those ventures. We got another trailer for Return to Monkey Island. Aliens Dark Descent. Trailer for that new 4-player team-based alien sci-fi shooting game. That's going to be coming out PC and console 2023. Gargoyles Remastered. Were you excited for this one? When I saw this, I was like, I wonder if he was a Gargoyles fan.
I remember it, being on TV, but I don't know if I played the original games.
I never played the games. This was a Sega Genesis game, and I was not a Sega kid. So it we'll see. I don't know. Gargoyles Remastered. I don't know if there's a huge call for that, but all this stuff that that people our age, there's a lot of interest.
Yeah, the 80s had their turn, and now we're bringing back the 90s. It's the cycle continuing.
Exactly. We got a new look at Toy Story Realm being added to Disney's Dreamlight Valley sometime later this year. More about a mobile MMORPG shooter for Avatar. So Avatar's getting 2 games. This one is a mobile MMORPG shooter. I don't know what that one's going to be all about. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga got a new edition with new characters, and then new racers were introduced to Disney Speedstorm. Now, I was not familiar with Disney Speedstorm prior to this event, so it's something we must have missed at some point. I don't know what this game is. Did you see this game? Yeah. It's like a vehicular combat racing game with Disney characters.
I've only heard. This is the first I've heard about it.
Okay. Yeah, it looks awesome. Like, they don't show any gameplay, but they show like this trailer. It shows like, the cars racing, and actually it does show some gameplay with at the end it's introducing some Marvel or Monsters Inc. characters, and there is a little gameplay. But yeah, it looks fun. And then, there's a little bit more about some mobile games. But yeah, those were all the major announcements. Some big stuff, especially, for myself being a Marvel guy. I was very happy to get some release dates on Midnight Suns, Marvel Snap, and then that Captain America Black Panther game. I was very hyped. Yeah, anything in there getting you. I know you're not. We talk about it every week, and I yell at you and I criticize you that you need to watch more comic book stuff. And you're like, listen, I'm watching a documentary. Stop yelling at me.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that Captain America game works out. But I'm also interested now. I'm going to be following this Disney Dreamlight Valley. I didn't know how it was going to work because they show all kinds of characters in the promotional material for this game.
Yeah.
But in the game, it looks like it's going to be pretty limited for now in early access.
Yeah, I was hoping for some, some of the lesser known ones. But yeah, I saw, like you got Stitch in there. I'm cool with that. Wally, he's showing up. So yeah, I like that they're going to be doing this and putting them out. Hopefully always free expansions, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, now that Disney owns Fox, we can have like Hank Hill or Homer Simpson.
There you go. Yeah. Hank Hill's Dreamlight Valley. It's just like a propane shop. All right. Let's talk about another big event that just took place, the Ubisoft Forward. Now, this is mostly to celebrate 15 years of Assassin's Creed. So they had a lot of Assassin's Creed stuff and a few other things. So first of all, they talked about there's going to be a live-action Assassin's Creed adaptation going on alongside 3 mobile games based on Assassin's Creed, Valiant Hearts, and Mighty Quest. So, they're going all in on Assassin's Creed, I'll tell you. So watching this thing, not being an Assassin's Creed fan, and that's saying it lightly because I've never played Assassin's Creed, it was a little much. If I would have heard them say Assassin's Creed one more time, I was going to lose my mind. But here I am saying it over and over again now. So we'll see how this goes. Brawlhalla is crossing over with Castlevania. It's a fun little thing. The Crew 2 is getting ice tracks for the first time. If you're still playing The Crew 2, ice tracks are finally coming. I know we've all been asking for them. Ice tracks. When are we getting ice tracks? Well, we're getting them now, baby. Riders Republic is teaming up with Vans, and they're getting BMX biking up in this joint. You ever play Riders Republic?
No, I wanted to, though. It looks pretty cool.
I played it a little bit when there was like it was like free on Game Pass for a little bit or something.
Oh.
I was not good. I was terrible at every single race. The Division Resurgence, it's a mobile spin-off coming, and now they're accepting sign-ups for its next testing phase. So all you Division freaks, all you mobile gaming nerds, get out there, sign up, let us know how it is. They also talked about Division 2 Season 10. I can't believe there's 10 seasons to Division 2. You ever played the Division?
No. I mean, it looked really good. I just never picked it up. Yeah, I heard that the first one didn't quite live up to expectations, though. Yeah,
I know if you're a person that has a crew of people you play with, that it's a very great game for that. That's why I'm excited for the Division Heartland, which they did have a little bit more about. So that's their free-to-play game set in that the Division world. That's coming on track for a release in 2022 or 2023 on PC, consoles, and cloud. And they didn't really, they showed a little bit more, but they did say there's another testing phase coming up. We also got some Rainbow Six mobile gameplay. A lot of mobile games, too. We're seeing a trend here. Everything's trying to capitalize on that mobile market, making billions of dollars. So this is a new free-to-play game built from the ground up for mobile, and that has a beta that is coming out on September 12th. Just Dance 2023 announced. You excited?
Had to be the worst trailer of this entire thing. I don't know why they. I won't say too much.
Their trailers are just always the worst, and then the games, I always think my kid would really like them, but I can't bring myself to ever get that. I don't know.
I have no sense of what the game is after watching that.
Moving around. Trackmania is headed to consoles with cross-platform play and cross-progression. I did not know that Trackmania was not out on consoles. That's pretty cool. I always liked watching videos of people making those crazy Trackmania things. You ever see those? Yeah, so that's coming out. No Switch version, but it was confirmed to arrive on Xbox Series S, X, PS5, Google Stadia, and Amazon Luna sometime in 2023. Skull and Bones, we got a trailer for that showing off the ship's customization. So that is coming out November 8th. Skull and Bones, pirate action. Mario and Rabbids. What? Oh, you want to talk Skull and Bones? Let's do it.
I was going to say, have you played the one that looks just like this, the Microsoft
Thieves?
Game? Sea of Thieves,
No,
yeah.
I never did.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see how this game sort of differentiates itself from Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
So far, it looks similar.
It does look similar in terms of gameplay. Sea of Thieves is a little bit more like cartoony. This one, it looks a little bit more, realistic. But we'll see if they can. I mean, Sea of Thieves never played it, but I know they really nailed that gameplay. So hopefully, they could do something like that with this. But Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope is getting post-launch content with Rayman. Ooh, exciting. And then here we go. Assassin's Creed. Let's talk about it. There was 186 Assassin's Creed games announced. We're just going to talk about a few of them. First of all, Valhalla is getting another DLC. It's the last chapter. It's going to tie up the loose ends of Ivor's story. And then Assassin's Creed, codenamed Jade, is an open-world Assassin's Creed game coming out for mobile devices. So we got another mobile game, Assassin's Creed game. It's got a classic Assassin's Creed gameplay. It will take place in open world. It was built to work with touch controls. So I don't think we got a date on that. Sometime in the near future. And then the big one, the big Assassin's Creed game coming out. It's called Assassin's Creed Mirage, set in Baghdad 20 years before the events of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. And you play as a new guy. He's like a thief, and now he's like being trained to be an assassin. Did you watch that trailer?
Yeah.
That one looked really cool. It was a well-made trailer.
Yeah. So I think this character, people who played the last Assassin's Creed, he's Basim, and I guess he's pretty prominent in the current generation, and he's coming back in his own origin story.
But yeah, are you a Assassin's Creed fan?
I've been touch and go with it since the beginning. I played like Assassin's Creed 1, 2, maybe 4, and then jumped pretty far ahead to Origins and the one that came like right before that, Odyssey, maybe. And like, I am a fan of what they do. It's just they are so similar, and this is what a lot of people criticize them for.
Yeah.
Each game brings very, very iterative advancements from the one before it. And to their credit, they do pull in great stuff like the ship play from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which people thought that was the bee's knees. They moved that forward, and almost every game that I've played so far since then has some version of that, and it's very, very good. So I'm not against ever picking these up. It's just I know I'm in for a grind fest if I do.
Okay. Yeah, it's one of those where I always want to, but now I feel like I've gone too far without, getting into it. But I know we talked about it maybe last week or the week before about the Assassin's Creed Origins and trying to get into that. But one of these times I'm going to pick it up because it does look like a game that I would be into. Not so much like the stealthy ones. Is there a lot of stealth in these games? Like, I mean,
depends
you're an assassin.
on how you want to play.
Gotcha. Okay.
So yeah, there is, but I mean, you're not tied to it.
Okay. I do like parkour-based games, so that always interests me. So we'll see. In addition to that one, though, they also they just kept going. They're like, and Assassin's Creed this, and Assassin's Creed that. I'm like, what is happening? Is this a normal thing? I don't know. I guess it is, because they always have these code name whatevers. But they officially announced Assassin's Creed Infinity. Now, this is it's kind of a hub for Assassin's Creed games coming out. I don't know what that means, but to go along with it, they said there's going to be Assassin's Creed codename Red, which is a set in feudal Japan, which I guess everybody's been asking for a Japanese Assassin's Creed game. And then Assassin's Creed codename Hex, and that is, they said it would just be a very different type of Assassin's Creed game, whatever that means.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what this hub is, what these other games are. They just, I I guess like that's always been the complaint that they release an Assassin's Creed game every year, I guess, right? And they're always the same. And now they're announcing like 50 more coming out real soon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And yeah, it's just the core gameplay that seems very similar that moves over. But your storyline is completely different from year to year. And it's always pretty good story.
And that's what matters. And if you like the gameplay, that story is just, it's just adding that extra little nugget if you're a fan of, like, same like with me, the Spider-Man gameplay is fantastic. And then they add like the Miles Morales kind of like a next game. If they kept putting out Spider-Man like style games, I would play them because I love that gameplay. So that's what I'm hoping. I would like to check out Assassin's Creed because if it is a gameplay that I'm really into, that I can really sink my teeth into, knowing that I have this wide, assortment of games to play, I really should. I'm doing myself a disservice by not checking it out, I think. All right. That was not the only event. Well, that was the only event. But there's another one announced. There is a Call of Duty event coming September 15th. It's called Call of Duty Next. And we got some details about what they're going to be talking about at this event. One of those being Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. So there was a 8-second teaser trailer, and then people were able to figure out through some data and looking at it that it's going to be 120 player lobbies, and we'll have shared progression. That's really all we know about the Call of Duty Mobile Warzone game. But September 15th, we're going to learn more. We're going to learn more about that. It's going to be officially announced there. And then they're also going to have deets on Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer and Warzone 2. So that should be a cool event, and I'm sure we'll talk about that next week sometime.
Yeah.
You excited?
This Warzone mobile part, yeah. I want to know more because they're talking about Warzone 2 right around the corner. So does Warzone mobile turn into Warzone 2? I don't know.
Yeah.
Big questions.
I know Warzone 2 is going to be next gen only because they're trying to do big things. So I'm assuming that they will have no correlation with one another, except maybe you might have like, I don't know, in-game items that would cross over some. I don't know. I don't know how these mobile games work, dude. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm excited to hear more. Mostly, I'm really excited to hear more about Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer. Get some looks at that because I'm hyped. That's not far off, right? October?
Yeah, right around the corner.
Nice. All right, what else? Halo Infinite is not dead. That's what they're 343 is trying to tell us. So they had a recent announcement, and I'm telling you, man, it got me excited. I'm done. I've been done with Halo Infinite for a little while, but this update that's coming out got me a little jazzed up. So it's the winter update's coming November 8th, and it's coming with Forge mode, which everybody's excited for. It allows people to create their own content, build new maps, and like multiplayer content and stuff like that. So that comes out November 8th. It's just going to be a beta at first, but they're also going to be launching 2 multiplayer maps at the same time that were built in that Forge mode to just kind of give you a taste of what can be done. So that's pretty cool. Are you like someone that goes and like builds stuff in these when you have the capabilities to do so?
Never in a Halo game, but like Grand Theft Auto 5, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I've always just used like everybody else's stuff, and I've never got into it myself. So, but
yeah. So I mean, it's probably too much to hope for, but if they could have some sort of mode where you still like gain XP as if these were regular multiplayer maps, but you have like some kind of curated best of community made maps that make it into like serious multiplayer modes.
Yeah.
That would be awesome because cool. It seems like a waste of time if you're trying to level your character or something.
Yeah.
And you don't gain anything by playing on those cool maps.
That's a good
point.
When
they barely release any maps for the game in the first place.
That's a very good point. Very, very good point. Yeah, that would be really cool to see. Like you said, they'd have to be curated so that they weren't just like a, XP.
The giant swastika.
Or whatever. Oh, and that too, yeah. But that's a great idea. I think they should do something like that. Maybe just do like a rotation. Pick like the best 3 that were made and just rotate them into the thing. That's a great idea. Let's send them a message. 343. Take notes. This update also is going to include the online campaign co-op finally coming out. So, you and your friends can get in there and play the campaign online together. But hopefully your friends have their own Xboxes, because couch co-op canceled. Hit the road, couch co-op, you're out of here. So, are you upset about that?
That is unfortunate. I probably wouldn't have taken advantage of that anyway, but I mean, I'm sure some people, especially like your college gamers, dorm rooms.
Absolutely. I know when we were reading about co-op before, there's a lot of people that said, like, when it was kept getting delayed, the co-op campaign, people were like, I only play the campaign with my friends. And I'm sure there's people out there that only play the campaign with, like you said, their roommates or their brothers or whatever. And it's like a tradition. Now they're going to have to go buy a new Xbox and another version of Halo Infinite. Or they could just get on the friends and family. If you're in Ireland or Colombia, friends and family, you could all play together.
Oh, yeah.
And then in addition to those two, they also announced that there will be a couple new game modes. Covert One Flag. It features asymmetrical loadouts and round-based gameplay. And then, a bunch of other stuff. A new battle pass, that sort of thing. I don't know if it's a new battle pass. More battle pass. But it's a big update, November 8th. They're really, trying to bring people back. Yeah, I'll stop in. I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's been out almost a year now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel like it's had like a year of content when you compare it to something like Call of Duty.
No, absolutely not. They had that one thing where it was like the last man standing thing, and that was like pretty much it. So, yeah, I don't know what they can do to change that, but hopefully, this will give some people some a reason to go back and check some of this stuff out. All right, and last up, Cyberpunk 2077 is back in the news, but it's actually, it's good news this time. So, first of all, there was a Night City Wire live stream, and in this live stream, they talked about a bunch of stuff. One of the things is this new 1.6 update. It's called the Edge Runners update, and it's called that because it's including some of the weapons and stuff that will be showing up in this Edge Runners Netflix show. So that's pretty cool. That's going to be included in the game. And then, in addition to that, there's going to be a Phantom Liberty. This is the new expansion coming out. So this is, unfortunately, the only expansion coming out. Now, it's not like, I'm sure they had a lot more planned, but shit happened. And, at least we're getting one. But it's coming out in 2023 and only for next gen. So the 1.6 update is the last update on last gen consoles, and they're focusing on PS5, PC, Xbox Series X and S going forward. So I know that's going to bum a lot of people out. But honestly, was anybody still playing it on PS4 or Xbox One? It was a broken game. I can't imagine, So, are you going to get back in for the expansion?
See, if I do, I had the PS4 version, and I've not upgraded to PS5, so no free upgrade for me. I'll have to buy the whole game on PC, and then the expansion on top of that, so I don't know. I'd like to. Yeah. I liked the game, even as broken as it was.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds cool. I mean, Keanu Reeves is back as Johnny Silverhand, and it's a whole new story with him. So it looks interesting. And yeah, I'm interested to see like how it does, being their first major expansion, and after everything that we've seen with the whole game. I'm sure it's fine now, for everything I hear that the game runs normal now. However, when did this come out? Has it been over a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, I have no concept of time.
No, not anymore.
No, absolutely not.
That stopped in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, every time I think of something, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that happened like last year, and then I'm just like, no, I just have to add 3. I just always add 3 to everything when I. So, but yeah, in addition to that, then they also announced that the official modding tool, Red Mod, will be coming out for PC. Provides players support to easily install and load mods onto the PC version. So. Let's see. The developer's official announcement notes it will also allow players to modify and personalize their game by using the custom sounds, animations, and scripts that come with the tool. CD Projekt Red promises to update the tool alongside future patches to ensure that it remains compatible with the game. It's a free DLC and available right now. So get to modding.
And one of the good things in that I was reading about was that your old mods are still going to be supported. It's not required to go through this tool. It just won't show up in like the UI of this tool to launch your mods easy.
Gotcha. Very cool. Yeah, I always look forward to seeing what people do with mods in these games. Oh, yeah. It makes it a lot of fun on on YouTube, just watching random things. But yeah, that's it. We actually had to cut a bunch of stuff that we were going to have just because their show is very full. But anything else you want to talk about before we close up this show?
Nah, we had a little thing about Tencent buying more of Ubisoft.
Yes,
they now own 49.9.
I did want to talk about that. Yeah, after the Ubisoft Forward, I did want to mention that they must love Assassin's Creed there because they just spent $300 million to have close to half of a stake in the company. They still only have 5% voting rights, and so the Ubisoft is still going to continue to run as usual. Tencent is not making decisions or anything, but they are very much invested in Ubisoft. So be interesting to see what that means, if they're just trying to piggyback off this, make some money, or if they're trying to make some moves and get things going. But with all the mobile gameplay, I'm sure they probably got a hand in that. Tencent, they know their mobile games. So that was a really interesting thing, man. Every week now, there's millions of dollars being thrown about in the video game world. So it's pretty cool. All right, that's it. Let's shut it down. My name is E-Rock the Red. This is Full Clip. You can find us on Fruit Lab, playing video games, talking about nonsense. You can also check us out on YouTube. I'm at Pop Culture Playground. He is at GameFax, GameFax. He's also on Twitch, streaming as Full Clip _FL out there. Getting those gold guns still. You're going to do it, dude. You've got one more month. You're going to do it. I have faith in you.
I hope so.
And then you can find this show, Gaming News Weekly, available in audio form anywhere podcasts are found. You could also find it on YouTube at Pop Culture Playground, Fruit Lab. We're kings of the Fruit Lab over there. They love us.
Oh yeah.
And and we're on TikTok. We're sharing our love of video games to the world on TikTok. And dances. We got to tell them about the dances. We're doing the Kia challenge where we go steal Kias. We're doing all the challenges. We hit each other with tortillas.
I had to have my stomach pumped for Tide Pods.
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that one anymore. Turns out Tide Pods are poisonous. Who would have known? I mean, they look delicious. All right. That's it. Hopefully you haven't made it this far and sue us for talking about Tide Pods. But if you did, you call me up. I'll give you my lawyer's number. All right. We're out of here. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week with more Gaming News Weekly.